And you got this? Yeah, that's what we love. So now,
I'm handsome, man.
I think so. Yep, I see it.
We're all handsome in our ways,
So,
right?
hey, Facebook people. Tonight's not my show. Woo, Marco's first show. All right, now let me go and change it. Tonight? I don't know.
I wanted him to come, but
Oh.
one. I think that's good. Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
Oh, let me hear it. Sorry.
Wanna hear it?
All right, let me hear you. Say it.
One.
Very loud.
I think it's fine, but yeah, it's good.
Now, can you hear me? Is that loud? Can you hear me?
Hola. We should put that.
I'm gonna.
You heard that song before?
Hello. Hey, baby. Say hi.
Hola, amigos.
Say it again.
Hello.
A speck lower? Just a speck for me. Go ahead.
Hello. One.
It's all right.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Yeah. It was
Alright.
it was kind of louder before.
See, it was, and he didn't want to say it. He doesn't care.
No,
he doesn't care
I
about my ears.
I put the headphones all the way up, bro.
All right,
Alright,
so
let me
I'm gonna share it now. Let me make it public.
Okay.
807-2492.
All right, so let me change the privacy.
Read that.
Label. All right, the label. Don't change privacy. Edit.
Hey, did you get to see Mark? Oh, please, thank you.
Hold on.
So I was thinking like, so I'm gonna have her like, I wanna introduce her, you know, and like,
I was told last night
Hey,
that you're going to be meeting
help me with this. Okay, so, oh, I gotta press on there. No, why?
no, go back. Share.
No. I gotta change the privacy first. I usually do
No,
this.
no, just yeah.
There you go. There you go, baby. Now public. Now, well, for some reason it goes to private. So let me share now on yours.
Ava, can I have a pen? Ava.
And friends.
Write some notes down.
Yeah, I told them to keep that there in case you're talking and something comes to mind. So let's do it on yours first. Help me, I can't see the.
What do you,
There you go.
Marco? See?
No, I know, but it should come right up now. There you go.
Right there.
We'll share it on yours. All right, Ava, now I'll share it to you. Okay. And we're good, baby.
Oh, sure, I lost it.
Hey guys, how are you out there?
Hello, guys. Remember to always start your day by making your bed.
That's right, baby.
That's what I did this morning.
That's right. Make your bed, honey. Now I'll put it in my page. Hey, baby. All right, so now you're in the Jerry Petito Show page, okay?
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. So we should be good now, guys.
So let me see. Sponsor Jerry Petito Show, right?
Same with my sponsor.
Mhm. I'll write that, yeah. Mhm.
So we say that every beginning of every show. And that's it. Okay, guys. Hey, Carlo. Hey, Dominic. Our Dominic. Dario. Carlo Bolero from Animal House Radio on HamiltonRadio.net, guys. Carlo's in the house.
Okay.
Hi, Mike. Hi, everybody. So I'm going to be turning my phone off because I don't have my charger with me today, but this is not my show. This is Marco's show. We're going to be starting in about 5 minutes, guys. Hey, Sal. Ray, everybody.
We're actually we'll have
Sweetie, can you give me that bottle of water, please, in case? It's in case of. Mm-hmm. Thank you. Just in case. So, one half of this? Can you get a cup? Yes, tell your girlfriend get a cup. We have cups out there. We do.
Fernando, can you give me a couple back there?
We have clean cups on that table. Grab one. Yeah, right on that table back there somewhere. So I'll share this one.
Oh, nice.
Oh. Yep, just give us one. Thank you, my darling.
I'm just a great guy.
You are. Tell the world out there how great you are.
I'm a great guy.
This is a great guy right here.
with dimples.
That's right.
Oh, wait. I'm gonna share it with my mom. She wanted to see. She wasn't. My mom was gonna come, but she can't babysit kids.
Where you going? Oh. Oh, wow. Okay. Okay. I'm just so excited. Oh, by the way, look into there. Do you see that you are being completely blocked by this? So do this and then do this. Because you want everyone to see you. Hey, guys. Dream big, guys. Dream big. Woo. Hey, Frankie Sweets. Guys, I don't have my phone on, so I can't see everyone, but thank you for tuning in, everybody. My young protege. So exciting. Yep, we're going to start.
Okay.
All right. You ready? Okay. And Gino will let you know when to start talking. I know. Yep. Give a perk. Whatever. So many orders, right?
Yeah.
So many rules.
Oh yeah. So somebody came in today, right? No, from church, and they donated me all these like books and binders and stuff for my group.
How cool is that? See, God is good, right? God is good. God is good. So good. All right, 30 seconds, guys. Woo.
Hello, guys. How you guys doing today? I am happy to be here today. Thanks to my sponsor, the Jerry Petito Show on Hamiltonradio.net. And today, our guest is not here yet, but they'll be here in a couple of minutes. So how you guys doing today?
Well, I can tell you how I'm doing. I'm doing really great that you're here.
Yeah?
I am so excited about this show, Teens with Dreams. Tell everybody what made you want to do the show and why you have that name.
What made me do this and why I have this name is because I see so much other teens who are sad and not motivated, and seeing me that even though I'm not perfect, but I still motivate myself every day to continue. And also I start making my bed every morning first.
That's right. But that's right.
That's the secret.
That is the secret. Make your darn bed, everybody, first thing in the morning.
Yep, that's right.
Right?
Yeah.
So, what's the goal of your show?
Okay.
Other than what you just said, like, what's the absolute goal? What would you like to see happen? Say in 3 months from now, where do you see yourself with this show?
Well, I see other teens like changing. So like
There you go.
probably calling me and telling me, "Oh, your show
That's it.
changed me or something," or
That's
or
it.
motivated me to continue. So
That's it.
that's my goal.
That's it. And that's the best goal ever. Hamilton Radio has been the most amazing tool for me because I can't tell you how many people we touch through this radio station. I got some messages as recently as yesterday thanking me, and I am not kidding you. And I'm going to show you one of them, Ava. You won't believe it. Thanking me for our shows because it brings so much to people who feel like they have no hope. It gives them hope. And this show, Teens with Dreams, with this young man, is going to be probably one of the most amazing shows, along with Brainstorms, with Megan, because these two shows I see great things happening with.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. So like in the future, like she said, like Jerry said, I want to see like I guess kids, teens sending me messages or whatever and saying, your show motivated me to continue,
That's right.
and that's gonna make me feel happy and seeing that we're changing the world
That's right.
because we're the teens are the future of tomorrow.
That's it.
So,
So tell everyone who your first guest is going to be.
so my first guest is Megan Malfi
Yep.
and her mom Elena Malfi,
Yep.
and she's gonna have her show pretty soon too,
Yep.
Brainstorms.
Yep.
So I'm looking forward to collaborate with her, and getting to know more about her show and stuff. Or what she's trying to do.
Do you want to give a shout out to someone Ava was talking about today?
Oh yes. Tuesday we went to New York with my friend Terrence and Ava and my girlfriend, and Savo's is a new restaurant in New York City, and Ava was there interviewing them, and these nice people gave us nice lunch. They're really nice people there, and that's really nice.
What's the most amazing thing about these nice people? Are
That-
they young?
Yeah.
Talk about it. So these are young people with dreams?
Yeah. Well, my friend, he'll be here one of these days.
That's great.
And okay, so he is a kid who works hard. He's working night and day at McDonald's, trying to get his business up. He's 18 right now, and he designs shoes and stuff.
Wow.
And that motivates me. Even seeing him working every day, working his butt off to make money, to design his shoes or to get his name out there.
And the restaurant's probably beautiful,
Yeah,
right?
it's really beautiful. Yeah,
What's the name of it again?
Zavos.
Okay. So, and the food was unbelievable, right?
Yeah,
Ava
it was
Holly
awesome.
is in the house. Ava Holly, love you.
Hello.
Yep. So, you did an interview there? We have a surprise.
Hey.
Sally Angeletti, come here, baby. Come say hi. You got to get over here. Come on. Come say hi, and then we'll kick you out. Come on. It's the wrestling guy, man. Say hi.
That's the guy I wanted to see.
Hey, baby.
How you doing, my friend?
All right. Say hi.
Bye.
Sal-
Going crazy. I'm getting old.
Sally Angeletti will be having a show as well, sponsored by the Jerry Petito Show
Yep.
on Hamilton Radio.
Yes.
His show will be, is it the third? No, it's fourth.
It's the
The
fourth-
fourth Thursday, 5 o'clock every month. Okay,
Yes.
and his is the wrestling show, guys. Taker 2 takes over New Jersey. Okay.
Yep.
So, you know what? I want everyone to
would-
know
oh.
about Teens with Dreams, though, because this is important, guys. In the beginning, when you're young and you have to work really, really, really hard to get to a point in life where you want to be, there's going to be a lot of struggles, right?
yeah.
A lot of things you're going to have to do that you don't want to do in jobs. But once you become an adult, that's when it all pays off. and you can say, look what I've accomplished, and now I can really do what I want to do and be happy. So you do got to do some hard work, right, Ava? Like where we're at now, it took us a lot of hard work. I guess is here.
Oh. Hey, hey. So our guest just came. Yes.
Hi, sweetie.
And we have
Yep.
Megan with us.
Is your mom coming?
Yeah, she is.
Okay. Hi, Megan.
Hi.
How are
Hey.
you?
Good. How are you?
Good. Get close to the mic.
Yeah.
There you go.
So how you been? How was your day today?
My day? Okay. You know, slept a lot, but then rushed because of the traffic.
Yeah. It was nice. It's nice to finally meet you.
Yeah, you too. We're Facebook friends.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
right. You guys haven't met yet.
Yeah.
So before you do your interview with Megan, I want you to give a shout out about your show. Tell everybody what's happening with
yeah.
that.
My show is called Brainstorms, and it's going to be the third Thursday of every month, starting April 19th. I think 5
5
to
p.m.?
5. And it's about all different types of, it's about mental health and how to be mentally healthy and how to, erase the stigma about mental illnesses and different things like that. So
Tell everybody about My Bipolar Rules.
yeah, My Bipolar Rules is my Facebook page where I share different tips I have about dealing with bipolar disorder, because I have bipolar disorder. And I share videos of myself when I am having trouble with things, or when I have good days or whatever, so people can see and relate to it and see they're not the only ones who
And
are like that.
you also have Megan's mom.
Hi.
today?
Hi, Megan's mom.
Hi.
One more
Nice to
thing.
finally meet you.
One more thing. Tell them about Top Cat Productions, please.
Yeah, Top Cat is my nonprofit that my mom and I started. It's a theater program for kids, and we try to do free programs. We do a 12-week program where we put on a show. I usually write the show and direct it, and currently we're working on a musical. So the kids are excited about that, and the musical is going to be in June.
Okay. Now it's your show, baby.
So how you guys doing today?
Good.
Good. It's nice to finally meet you
Yeah.
and your mom. Yep. After just seeing pictures on Facebook. Yeah. So, how did you wake up today this morning? Good?
Oh, very good. We're very excited to be here tonight. Very excited for you.
Thank you.
I love the whole Teens with Dreams.
Yeah.
You don't know a teen with a dream. You were a teen with a dream at one time or another, so we can all relate.
Yeah. Like I say, I start my day, how I start my day every morning to be happy, and motivate myself is by making your bed.
Making your bed.
That's the
Yep.
first thing in the morning.
Yeah. Well, I have trouble doing that because my cat likes to come on my bed as soon as I get out of it. Like, he thinks it's his bed. So then I can't make it because he's in it.
Oh, yeah. So
Yeah,
is there?
I've heard that. You start your day with one small task, makes you feel good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's very true. I've heard that before,
It's like
too.
you completed a goal or something,
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's like me. If I don't do it in the morning, right, and I'm in school, I feel like I left something at home or something.
Yeah.
I want to share the story about making your bed. Patsy Claremont, she's a female, she's a Christian female speaker. She went through a lot of depression. You guys have to check her out. She's amazing. I got the privilege of meeting her probably 20 years ago at a Christian seminar. So it was all women, women of faith. It was called Women of Faith. All right. Anyway, so she's also part comedian. She's this tiny little peanut. She's a little bit older, and she's amazing. She came out and said, when she was going through her deepest, deepest depression and she was praying to God, he woke her up and he said, make your bed. And she said, okay, Lord, is that a metaphor? Like, what are you really trying to tell me? And he said, make your bed. And so it was
That's
great.
right. That's what you should
And
do
it's
in the
true.
morning. Make your bed. So there's a little Bible verse I want to share with you guys. It's don't worry, pray. Don't worry about anything. Instead, prayer about everything. And the peace of God that surpasses all comprehension will guard your heart, your mind in Christ Jesus. Philippians 4:6-7.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I like that a lot. That's really nice.
Beautiful.
Yeah. So it's like me. I'm not that religious, but I mean, I believe in God, and when I'm sad or whatever, I go and pray, you know. And there's sometimes you think that God's not with you, but He's with you.
All the time.
Yeah.
I pray a lot, and it just gives me hope, like someone's listening, and, you know, like, I know, you know, God always answers your prayers, whether or not He says yes is,
Yeah.
you know, the thing.
But I mean, sometimes you're praying and praying and praying, and then you think, I'm telling you, because sometimes I go to sleep and I cry. So it's like it's human, you know, everybody. But then it's like in the morning you wake up, your sunshine. He's like, you know, that's God. How are you gonna not have, you know, sunshine or whatever? And so it's like you open. So how can I say that? I feel motivated just seeing the
Yes.
light
Yeah.
outside.
Faith,
You know.
hope.
Hmm.
It brings hope.
I think that's very true, and a lot of people forget you have to try it. Sometimes you get so stuck in worrying and trying to solve something yourself, and just by reading that verse, you remind yourself, okay, I'm supposed to let this go. God, I don't know what to do. I don't see how I'm going to get out of this, but you know better than I do. And then go to sleep or go do something, take your mind off of it, and a lot of times you wake up refreshed and you feel like
Mm-hmm.
you know what to do.
That's right.
But you have to try it. It's as human beings, we don't want to let go. We don't want to do that. We think we'll pray and we'll be figuring out the answer as we're praying.
Or God will solve it for you.
Yeah.
Like there's no work on our end.
Yeah, you still have to do, you know,
Yeah.
you ever hear that story? There's a flood, and this guy's
Yes.
on, yeah,
I was
yeah.
just going to tell it, but you tell
Yeah,
it.
so there's a flood, and this guy's on the roof of his house, and he's praying to God to help him and save him. And this guy on a boat comes along and says, "Oh, get on, you know, we'll save you." And he says, "No, my God will save me." And then a helicopter comes, and they're like, "Oh, get on, we'll save you." And he says, "No, my God will save me." And the man drowns. And he gets to heaven, and he says, "God, I thought you'd save me." And and God says, "I sent you a boat, I sent you a helicopter, you know, and you didn't get on." Yeah.
I love it.
I never heard that before.
That's one of my favorites. I actually told that recently on one of my shows. I love that. And the other thing that I want to tell the little story, and this is sad but beautiful. Someone came to stay. Someone knocked on a farmer's door and said, you know, I need a place to stay for one night. And the farmer and the wife said, come on in. We don't have much, but what we have is yours. They fed him and everything. So they give him a place to stay for the night. The next day, the farmer wakes up, and the only cow they had for food for the winter died. And he said, you know, I don't understand, God. I'm doing everything. You know, I'm helping. I even helped this man. The man ended up being an angel. And the angel said to him, I know you're you know, worrying right now, and you're wondering why you did such good deeds and this happened. But I'm the angel of death, and they were going to take your wife. I gave them your cow instead.
Oh, wow.
Okay? So not everything is how we see it.
Yeah.
Not everything is how we see it. So
Wow.
in everything, I thank
I've
God.
never heard that before. That's
Yeah.
a good one.
Yep. So.
I like your dream big sign right
Yeah.
here.
Thank you.
Marco comes prepared. Dream big. So, can I ask questions?
Yes.
All right. So, Marco, and I've been following you on Facebook, and we've been talking a little bit, but we haven't met before in person. Dream big. I love it. I've seen some of your stuff that you did on Facebook. The movie, I love. What are your dreams?
My dreams.
What are your dreams?
I want to help other teens who feel down and feel like they don't have no hope or anything, you know, like motivate them.
Yeah.
I think
'Cause
all teens.
I felt like that before.
Yeah. What made a difference for you?
I think we got a call.
You have a caller right now?
We have a caller. Okay. And then we'll continue. Elena, just say hello,
I'm-
caller.
Hello, caller.
Hello.
How you doing?
Hi, it's Kathy.
Hey, Kathy.
Hey, Kathy.
How are you?
I'm good, and you?
I'm good. I wanted to make sure I got to call and wish you all the success in the world, and I know you'll be successful because your heart is in it.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Doing a great job, and I heard both those stories you ladies told. I loved them both.
Love you, Kathy.
Love you too, honey. And hi, Ava.
Hi,
I know she's sitting in the wings.
Yes.
Yeah.
But again, you're doing a marvelous thing, Marco, and it's not everybody that looks out for the youth of today. I'm really glad you stepped up.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, honey. Anything I can help you with at any time, you let me know.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Love you.
Love you guys.
Bye, Kath.
Bye.
Have a great show.
You too.
Bye.
That was nice. He's got lots of support already. So, Marco, I know you gave Megan some questions, and I've been dying to talk to you. Megan and I have been dying to find out more about you. I think what you're doing is beautiful, and if you don't mind, I'm going to say that you did mention to Megan last night you were a little nervous. And
She's like, don't be nervous.
you sound great. You're very intelligent. You're very well spoken. But it is nerve wracking if this isn't your thing to sit in front of a microphone and speak. It's scary, and it would be easier for you not to do it and help in some other way. So I give you a lot of credit for being brave enough to come on the air, being nervous.
Because I work in photography and video, and I'm usually
Right.
behind the camera,
You're
not
behind
in
the
front of the camera.
scenes.
But I mean, it's good to try something new.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yes,
Absolutely.
and I think you have a lot to share. You had asked Megan to maybe be prepared to talk about her life.
Yes.
Did I come in past that? Did you talk about your life without
Whose
getting
life?
too
My
personal,
life?
Marco's?
Marco's life. Well, we didn't really talk much. Oh, I don't know. I missed the beginning, so.
Well,
Share a little bit
Because
about,
I'm very
yeah,
interested.
share a little bit about your background, about being bullied, about whatever it is that brought you to this point.
so through all my life, ever since I was young, I was always bullied. I guess because I was small, or I was just quiet and nice to people. I'm like that all the time. So it was like, and then that like, how can I say? I'm sorry.
Well, that affects you.
Yeah, so
greatly.
that affected me. So it was like I got on a point where I got depressed, and there's times where I almost like killed myself too. So it was like,
I'm sorry.
but nobody was there. And then, but with God, God was always there. So what I would do is always pray, and I
That's
feel like that was
beautiful.
hope. Because also, my mom, my dad got divorced when I was younger, and it's been hard for me until today, not having a dad there who supports you or cares about you, or doesn't even call you or text you or whatever. So,
That
but
is
I mean,
rough.
but then it was always good for a mom, because your mom's always there for you,
Yeah, of course, I'm so sorry all that happened to you. You do know as an adult that that's his loss, right? Because you're a fantastic young man. And there's a point as children, as teens, that we feel very affected by our parents. But parents are only human, and some of them are flawed, and some of them are more than flawed. And as you become an adult, you maybe can see things more from their side and realize that your whole worth is not from your earthly mother and father. It's from your heavenly Father.
Beautifully said. Wow.
That's true.
Beautifully said.
Thank you. And I know because, and you say something like, I thought about killing myself, and I don't know what people think, if they think that's an exaggeration or dramatic. It's not. I know a 12-year-old who wanted to kill herself because of some severe bullying for a compact amount of time by a small amount of people who didn't mean to make her feel that bad. But that's what the situation was, and it was found out about, and families were brought in, and the parents who, the situation was taken care of. It still affected her for her whole life, definitely. But it's a real thing. I always say, this is very controversial, I feel like sometimes school is prison. Because even as adults, I go to work, I'm not forced to sit this close to someone that I don't like, or who intimidates me, or who upsets me, or who sexually harasses me. I was as a teenager, but not as an adult. So I love how today it's so accepted to go for help when there's problems like that.
Wow, yes.
Yeah, but
You
then
know.
there's some times where you go for help, and the teachers are the bullies too. So it's
Yeah.
like, It's
Well,
embarrassing.
you know what? People have to
Yeah.
call me because I don't put up with that. I
Me
think,
too.
yeah, just
Call me, baby. I know a guy.
teenagers with a problem at school, call me.
Yep.
I have 3 girls, and they grew up. You would think they were, model A students, very polite, looked very respectable to everyone. My kids knew, but they had problems. They got into trouble here or there. My girls knew I better not get that phone call that they were ever mean to someone.
Yep.
Get a D, get an F, take the car, get in trouble for something. I better not get that phone call. Megan grew up in my house. Megan, would you care to elaborate that?
Yeah, well, we were always taught just to be nice, and kind. And we did have, we knew some people who were bullied and had trouble like that, and we always felt compassionate toward them, and we never wanted to make anyone feel that way. And it was not tolerated if we ever did. So, of which I don't think we did, but even when you're little and you don't want to share or whatever, it was always, you have to be kind and,
And I don't think people mean not to teach it. I think that life today, people are busy and parents get caught up in other things. But I knew when my youngest went to preschool, I had a meeting with the preschool teacher. This is, 25 years ago. And I said my little girl was a little surprised that they had painted a picture in preschool, and someone said, my picture is better than everyone else's. And my daughter said, I think everyone's painting is nice. And she says, no, mine is better. And my daughter came home like that was wrong. You're not allowed to say that in my house. You compliment everyone. And I mentioned it to the preschool teacher, who said, well, your daughter is in the minority. Unfortunately, that's a nice way to be, but that is just not the way kids are today. So it's tough for everyone, and you do have to have an advocate, which you said your mom. And I agree with you, school is tough, and this is going to be a beautiful platform. I hope teens will call in. They can do so anonymously and just talk about situations they have, because it's all different. Sometimes you have a teacher that you really click with that can help you out. Sometimes it's not a teacher. It's someone else in the school or someone else in the community, or it's even a particular friend or kid, and just the fact that you're here and you're doing well and you feel good about yourself, I hope that that's an inspiration to others. I know it is. I know it is. You're showing that what a great life you have ahead of you. That's such a small little piece of your life, that part in school. It doesn't feel that way when you're in it.
You're right. It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's
So-
like,
What can we do to help you? What are we? Are we just opening this up and see who gets in touch, or
Well,
is there any
hopefully-
specific plans
hopefully,
you have?
like the kids you guys have in your program with the issues, hopefully can see it and then so motivate them to continue.
Okay, that would be great.
Yeah.
Great. And we are trying to get more high school age kids. We have a large community.
yeah, we have
of-
like a few 13-year-olds, but I'd be interested in getting a lot more high school kids.
Sometimes I think that even though those little kids, maybe they won't listen or they won't see it, but it's like they're the future of tomorrow.
Yep.
So it's like we have to teach them to know right.
Absolutely. And she tries with her group, even with the little kids. It starts off as her Top Cat program. It's a little different environment than competitive musical theater because there's no cuts. Everyone's going to get a part. We're going to work with everyone's, whether they're insecure, whether they're shy, whether they want the whole spotlight, but they have to share, whatever it might be. And there's kind of a rule that you have to be kind and supportive to other people. There's no negative criticism allowed. I don't think she's ever had to mention any of the rules because they just follow her example. Sometimes someone is brave and they do something and it doesn't quite land the way they wanted, and she's kind about it. She finds something positive to say about it, and the other kids just follow suit. So very, very rarely has she ever had to correct anyone as far as how to treat each other. So
Yeah.
so you make a good point about the teachers, and it starts at the top.
Yeah. Sometimes the teachers are the ones making fun of you. See, okay,
Yeah, some
Again.
teachers are bullies. Yeah.
there's a
We
kid.
will put my phone number at the end of this program because I don't put up with this. I'll come down to that school. I don't care where it is.
Like sometimes, just because they did something or dumb or something, or they're fighting with something, they don't care or whatever. They don't even like separate it. They're the ones in
Oh,
the
yeah.
drama too.
Yeah.
So it's like
It's a shame.
What would
Yeah.
you say to kids? What would you say to teenagers that are listening, okay, that are going through this right now? What would you say, Marco?
I would say to keep dreaming and look like, and then just see that you have a way to keep, you know, like you're not alone, and you have, you know, a way to keep going.
What is the way, though? Give them something to have hope for. Like, what way did you have? What did you say? What was the moment that you woke up and said, you know what, I'm not going to be this person, and I know I can make a difference?
I mean,
What happened?
I forgot about the old things and said, I'm young, you know. I'm only 18. I have a future ahead of me. You know, I can be the future of tomorrow. You know, and then look back that I did the difference.
And you followed your dream, right? So
Yeah.
what are you doing with your dream right now?
Motivating others.
No, but I mean with what you're doing, your film and all
Film.
that. Talk about that a little bit.
Oh yeah, I do photography and video. No, and then
He's
also
so modest, though. I
know.
said, yeah, you do photography and video, but I'm seeing some
Yes.
things and pictures and a movie you
And-
did.
Amazing.
I mean,
Tell me
I
all
also
about it.
I like to make films about bullying too. So that's one of my future goals too. Try to make films, short films, whatever, and have them on Netflix, so kids could probably see, or teens or whatever, even adults, and see that film what touches their heart.
Okay.
You know, like I saw this video today on Facebook about being kind to each other. You know, and
I saw that.
You're in the street, and you're seeing an old lady crossing the street, and you see her with heavy bags, and you're not helping her. Like that's messed up. It could be my grandma doing it right there, and you won't help her.
It's messed up.
So it's like you should help people. You know, not be an idiot. Help people.
Well, and what's interesting is that you never know where that goes. If you're walking down the street and you see someone that needs assistance and you help them, you go on your way. You didn't do that for any recognition or any kind of reward. You don't know what's going to happen after that. You put them in a better mood, like in that video. They help someone else and pay it forward. You don't get to see all of that, but you never know what you're
So
a
it's
part
like
of.
me. I always I'm doing community service always, and it's something that I love, and that's what hopefully I'm gonna start doing with my group. I'm gonna start,
Beautiful.
and it's like, even though it's like me, sometimes I do stuff for free, and it's like I care about helping more of the people than, even though I'm good or I'm happy, you know, but it makes me happy helping others.
You know, I have to tell a cute little story about what you were talking about. I've said this before. It was 2 winters ago or so. My dad was still alive, and I have the disabled thing for him. He had Alzheimer's. So anyway, I go to ShopRite. We had a terrible storm, and everything was icy. An older man with a cane was getting out of his car. So I immediately go over to him and I say, "Sir, would you like to hold my arm?" And he said to me, "Why, do you need help?" It was the best. Listen, I love it. And I said, "You know what I do?" I said, "I need help." I said, could I please hold on to you?" He said, "Absolutely. Come on, I'll help you." So we walked across, got to the door safely. I said, "Thank you so much for helping me." And he said, "You are a much better arm holder than my sister. She pulls my arm down." I can't stop telling that story.
That's
He
adorable.
he didn't just make my day, right, Gina? I mean, think about that, right? How he touched me. I mean, that was amazing. What about you, Megan? Like, talk about now what you've gone through a little bit.
Well, I never had any bullying in school when I was little or anything like that, because I was very quiet and nice, and everyone was like, "Oh, that's the quiet, nice girl. No one's gonna bother her." But when I got to college, I didn't have much bullying, but I was very self-conscious, especially when I was diagnosed with bipolar disorder, and I felt like I kept making a fool of myself, and no one was trying to help me. No one said, like, "Are you okay?" or do you need something, or anything like that. It was just like people would stare at me like I was weird. Like I had some I did some embarrassing.
I want their names.
I did some embarrassing things. I did some embarrassing things when I was, hypomanic, which is an elevated mood, either of anger or elation. And I felt as I was doing them, I was like, oh, this was a bad idea. This is really embarrassing. And everyone just would look at me like, what are you doing? Instead of saying, instead of trying to help me or come save me or step in or anything. So it's not always so much the action of bullying someone, but the inaction of sitting on the side and not helping someone. Does that make sense?
Agree.
Yeah.
I agree. Beautifully said. Perfectly said, actually.
And then
because you're right.
I'm a person, right, who when I see, let's say, a mental illness kid or something, and I see them there sitting down, I'm all fine, my body is fine, I'm healthy, and they're like that, and it's something that I'm like, damn, man,
Yeah,
it's
right.
sad seeing those kids like that, and then you see other kids coming and laughing about them, and I'm like, come on,
And you know what?
man.
You have to be careful too, because a lot of times you don't know people who are having those problems anyway. So you might think, oh, this person's just being weird, haha, but maybe they have some sort of issue going on that is causing them to act in a way that is not seen as a typical reaction to something. So not only do you want to not pick on them, but don't accuse them of being weird when they're just they just might have something
That's right.
mentally going on
Or emotionally, or
emotionally.
or
Yeah.
a really bad
And then-
day.
Guys, we're
Yeah.
taking calls. If anybody would like to call in, share
Yes.
a little bit. We're taking calls, guys.
Yeah, even if you're just having a bad day too, you don't have to have anything mentally going on with you to be having a bad day and have people pick on you. So just be nice. That's what I think.
How did you get here,
You have a
Marco?
question? Hold on. Phone call.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Hello, caller.
Hi, it's Molly.
Hey, Molly.
Hi,
How you
Molly.
doing?
Hi, Molly.
Hey, I wanted to call and say congratulations to you and Megan for your new shows.
Thank you.
Thank you, Molly.
How are you,
Yep,
Molly?
sorry if I'm pretty good. Hey, Megan.
Hi.
Hope I'm not interrupting anything.
Absolutely
no, you're
not.
fine. We're waiting for your call.
Yeah.
I saw that you had it on
Yeah.
Facebook, and I was like, I know she was gonna call. So.
Yes. We're all excited.
Yeah, I just left a comment too.
I want to give a shout out to Molly about her piano book. I don't have it with me, and I usually do. Guys, her piano book is amazing. And did you see what I did with it? Did you
I
happen to
did.
see
I
that?
loved it.
So beautiful.
Was that beautiful or
It
what?
was.
So you could either make it into a book yourself, or she'll just email it to you, and you can put it in a binder. The piano book is beautiful. Tell everybody a little bit about your music real quick.
Are you talking to me?
Yes.
My
Yes.
music?
I'm talking to you, baby.
It's unique, I guess. It's different, creative, I guess.
Very.
It's from my heart. I don't force it. I just let it come to me and
Beautiful.
just play how I feel, I guess.
I want to ask,
So-
how much fun did you have making the book, Molly? Because even though you have a finished product, one of the things we're talking about is what you enjoy doing. And I have a feeling you enjoyed making the book, just the process itself, apart from having something to distribute. Did you
I agree with that. Yeah, I enjoyed putting it together and knowing that it could help others, hopefully, maybe.
You
Oh,
look
yeah.
you look very organized. It looked like you enjoyed the organization of it and trying to put it in a helpful way for beginners.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it's very nice.
She's so organized with it. When she emailed it to me, she said she gave me directions.
Yeah.
She didn't really know me that well.
Step one, step
Step
two.
one, get a binder. Step two, make sure they have the clear pages.
Yeah.
And step three, put the pages in. I cracked up laughing. I said, no, I'm scrapbooking this. This is a whole different thing for me.
Well, I was like that ever since school too. I always wanted to have good grades and all that. So, and I tried hard to, so.
It's like me making up my bed every morning. Step one,
Step
pillow.
one, make your bed.
Yeah.
But guys, what's amazing about what Molly's doing? She posts our stuff everywhere.
Yes,
we want to thank you for that.
Yeah.
I mean, think about that.
Yeah, I saw this morning.
Okay.
My name was everywhere. I was
She
like,
said, I need his logo. I need it now, Jer. I need it now. I said, okay. First she posted yours, with
Yeah.
and she was like, no, that's not tonight.
Yeah.
So we all want to thank you for that, Molly.
Yes. Thank you for
You're
calling.
very
too.
welcome. So, and congratulations to your new shows, Megan
Yeah.
and Marco.
Thank you so
very
much.
Thanks for calling in,
And best
Mom.
of luck. Yep.
Yeah.
All right,
You too.
sweetheart.
Have a nice day.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
So what do you enjoy doing, Marco? Film and photography? That's your big passions?
Well, it's my future passions, but I also want to, like I said, help other teens.
But how did you get into film? That's I admire that so much. It's not something
Um,
I can do. I don't have an eye for film or
well-
photography. It's a
I
specialty.
don't know. I don't know. I guess the movies. I always watch the movies, and I'm like, how you make that? Like, it's like, let's say, you're getting a camera, right? And you think it's just like that. It's just one set, and then cut, and then it's like everything together. So it's like something beautiful, and I have learned all these 4 years.
So you
it's
like the process.
Yeah.
You like the
Yes.
editing as well as the filming.
I saw one of your films is about bullying, I think, and it was shot very well. Like
Yes,
it looks very
it was.
professional.
It took me months.
Yeah,
Wow.
it was really good.
Yeah.
Wow.
There's a TV show, The Goldbergs, and the kid wants to be a filmmaker, and all he does is watch movies, and that's how he learns to film things, which it reminded me of what you said, how you like
He's
to
got
watch the movies.
it's in the 80s, right? And he's
Yeah.
got the big
The
heavy.
giant
Well,
camera.
yeah. At school, they make us watch 80s, 70s,
Do they?
60s
Yeah.
movies. Like and it's incredible seeing these movies how they were made back then.
Yeah.
Did you check out? I sent you through Facebook. What do you call it? Generation Change. Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Did you see? I tagged you in
Was
something.
it something for the university, right?
Yes.
Yes, I saw that.
Yeah. There's 713 films are about social awareness, and they filmed something called Generation Change, which is about youth in the area in Trenton, and it's they have the youth, and they ask them, if you were mayor, what do you see in your city that's a problem?
That's really great.
What would you do if you were
Is the
mayor?
film out already?
It is out in different places. This is, I think it's, if I understand correctly, it's the first of several. It's a docu-series, and this is the first segment. So the people from 713 Films got together with Rider University, and there's a communications class that made some kind of film that's a promo to the film. And on April 19th at Rider, for free, if any youth want to go, you can see what the class did to promote Generation Change. You can see Generation Change, and they're going to have mayoral candidates from the area there for a symposium that the youth can ask questions of.
Really cool.
And it's on the same day as my show, but it's after.
Yeah.
It's at 6:30.
Oh, yes. Mom.
That
But
was intentional. It
it's
was intentionally
afterwards.
planned that you can listen to brainstorms, and then you
And
can
then you
shoot
can
down to
go.
Rider.
I
and
love
go see
that.
But I wanted you to see what they were doing because it's film, and these
Yeah, so
guys
it's
are.
like I always wanted to do a film too, or a documentary of the kids in my area, because
Yeah.
you see so many kids going to school, but a lot of them don't even live in a house.
Really?
Somebody's volume.
No, mine's
Somebody's volume. Okay.
Can I
Mine's
ask
just down.
where you're from? Like what town do you live in?
Pleasantville, New Jersey.
Pleasantville. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
And there's kids going to school that don't live in a house.
I mean, there's plenty of kids who I have friends who they sleep over at their friend's house, or
they don't. You mean they don't have any place to live?
or they just out of the house because their parents don't care about them or whatever.
That's terrible. See, I can't. I need to see I need to see Generation Change and the documentaries because I'm not familiar with that. I can't imagine that.
Can't
How
imagine
could
that.
how could a teenager not have a place to stay?
Can't imagine that.
I mean, I could imagine it in a situation where you've got parents with
Well,
some serious problems.
Well, sometimes it
but-
could be their parents got divorced, something, and maybe their mom doesn't even live. Like
Wow,
that happened to me when I was younger.
Really?
We had to sleep in the church floors,
Oh,
and we did
wow.
that for a whole year. And my mom was working hard, working her butt off, giving me food. She wouldn't even eat and give me the food instead
Wow.
of her eating. So it's something that I want to give her, the best of me for the future. You know, at least in the future, you know, have a goal and buy her a house or something, or I want to do something special for her for everything that she did for me.
I have to say something. I really do. So, guys, so you just heard what this young man said, right? So that was horrendous, right? We could all agree on that. So he went through some really tough things, but look at what he's doing now, trying to help people who are going through the same things. I am not diminishing anyone's issues or problems out there, not even a little bit, but guys, listen, there comes a point in everybody's lives where they have to say, we're either going to be broken by what's gone on, or we're going to make it. We're going to fix things. We're going to do something. He's the perfect example of it. He's not here on this show saying, you know, I'm a teen with a dream because he had such a great childhood. You know, listen to what he's saying, and he is proof that everything can be okay, right?
Yeah.
So that's how she asked me how, what was it? She asked me like, what was my goal? So it's like, that's also one of my goals.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's also how all of this started too, because everything I went through motivated me to help those who are going through what I went through.
I have a question about that, though. What's different in you? Because, listen, there's a lot of people out there that don't get motivated by the things that they went through. What's different in you that made you motivated? What happened? There had to be something that made your mindset say something different than what others, you know, woe is me, the woe is me, woe is me, you know, poor me, I had this terrible childhood. What changed in you?
Well, I don't know, it's something in me that I feel that I have hope in life, or, you know, or you, by working hard or whatever, or you have, I don't know, it's like.
Is it a mindset, like, should they stop thinking how tragic everything is and start thinking, how can I fix this?
I mean, you should think in your future. You're young, so so me, right? Every day, I could be sad for a little bit or whatever, but I want to mention myself, and I'm like, I'm young. I have so many things ahead of me. I can achieve this, I can achieve that, and it's like, I even dream sometimes, me in my house or something like that, and I don't know, so it's like, I have like hope in me.
Yeah, it's true. You have to think, you know, things don't have to stay this way, and you can think about what you want to do in the future, and it is possible to do, you know, things that you dream about, but you have to just work hard at it, and if you're willing to work hard, you can change things.
Yes.
But I'm going to say something, because these two are very modest. When you meet Marco and you talk with him, he's so sunshiny, he's so pleasant, and the same thing with Megan. You would not think that there was really suffering in their past until he's bullied, and then he says sleeping on the floor in the basement, and you start to get the picture because they're so positive. But I'm going to guess at two things that makes a difference in Marco's life, because I know they did in hers.
Okay.
One, who's your biggest supporter? I know who you're going to say, but
My mom.
your mom. Okay, so mom loves you. You know mom's there. You know mom's got your back. Okay, and have you dealt with your problems with alcohol, with smoking, with getting in trouble, with drugs you shouldn't be messing with?
Well, not with none like that really, but I mean, my freshman year of high school, I was in Pleasantville, and I was hanging around with the wrong people. And it was something that I was doing for, like, not for my feelings, not, you know,
What was
not
it?
feeling,
You can talk about it.
like, being depressed and stuff. So we went and just, like, did bad stuff or whatever, and
Well, why did you stop?
because that wasn't me.
So you saw.
My mom taught me the best.
You
to
didn't
not-
like what they were doing. You had a self-awareness. You didn't like that.
Yeah.
Same thing I happen to know with Megan. She has a big support system in me. She knows other people with similar mental issues that she's had to face, and she has seen them turn to very unhealthy ways to cope, and she doesn't like that and didn't want to go that route.
I remember when you guys were on my show, and I love this about what you said. You said, find your person, and your mom is your person.
Yeah,
Find your person, guys.
that's really important.
And it
That's really
doesn't have to
important.
be your mom.
It can be
It's-
anyone.
that person you click with, that gets you, that is there for you, that you admire them, you value them, and you feel good knowing that that person feels the same way about
What
you.
sometimes I have like in me is that there's a year where my mom and dad got divorced. That same year, right? I had to stay with my dad because my dad didn't let me go live with my mom.
Oh, that's
and plus
rough.
she didn't have nowhere to really have me.
Yeah.
So she had to sleep on the floor. She had to sleep in the church and whatever. And well, there's a year that same year. It was like a year where it was tough for me. I would be in my room crying, trying to go to my mom, and I couldn't. So it was something that it was hard for me. And then now that I'm with her, it's like I betrayed her because I left her that whole year, and she went through a lot that whole year, you know, without me or whatever. So it's something that I always had in my heart. So I wanted to show her the best, you know.
Mm-hmm.
How old were you when that happened?
I was probably like 14 or 13.
So, you know, you couldn't betray her. You were the child, right? So there was
Yeah,
no
I know.
betrayal on your end.
I know, but it was something that I
Right,
felt
but
that I
you-
had.
You
I
can,
wasn't
understand.
you
supporting
can
her.
feel bad for mom, but that doesn't
Yes.
mean it's your fault
That's
or
right.
your
That's true.
doing. And I'm sure she's told you that.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's and you have to, it's just amazing, like I said, to meet either of these two young people and to, how pleasant and cheery they are to talk to. You wouldn't think some of the things that they've gone through, and it's just amazing. But people you can call in. We're going to keep tuning
Yep.
into Marco's
Yes.
show. You know, you wouldn't think this is someone who's going to understand your problems with bullying and drugs and alcohol and
And I'm
fight.
happy
Whatever
that
your
I
problem are,
actually-
he's going to get it.
I'm happy that I actually started this because it's like I feel happy.
See?
It's like something that I'm getting everything out that I had off my chest and telling everybody, you know.
April Setti from New Jersey Buzz. I want to say hello to her. She's an amazing woman, and she did an article on me, and she asked me to name 3 female heroes. If she would have said 3 heroes, you would have also been included, but she
Yep.
needed 3 females, and Megan was one of them. And I didn't say that lightly. I will never forget the first time I met you in our show. I still to this day tell everyone to please go on your Facebook, you know, My Bipolar Rules, because I still can't believe what you've accomplished and how you've overcome. You know, I know a lot of people, bipolar, a lot of people with mental illness, that are nowhere near where you're at in life. So I know it's possible, and I feel so bad because I wish they would all get to know you, and you have so much info for them.
That's so funny because I feel like I'm not achieving anything in life. I feel like I'm really lazy. But thank you.
Your blog, is that what it is? Your page?
Yeah.
Your page. You may not even know this yet, but you have probably already helped save many lives.
Thank
Okay,
you.
one day, God's going to allow you to know that. Okay? I'm in my 50s, and something happened that I'm not at will to talk about. I can't give names. Okay? Something happened this year that God allowed me to see something unbelievable, how I actually helped save a life that I never
Wow.
knew happened until this year.
Wow.
Okay? So God is good, and God's going to allow it one day. You're young. God is going to show you things in the future that you're going to look back on and say, I can't even believe it. That page did this for this person. That page did this for this person. So trust me
you.
on
That's
that.
amazing.
Thank
Trust
you.
me on that.
So that's my goal. Also, like, there's so many probably kids or whatever who teens or adults that are watching out there. You know, it's like at least one of them out there is gonna, you know, get touched
Yeah.
in the heart. You know.
Yeah.
Marco reminds me very much of a friend of ours. Can I say a first name, Megan, and not a last name?
I guess so.
Joe.
Okay.
Can I say a first name
Well,
or
you
should
just
I
said
not?
it, so.
I said it quietly. Like, you know.
Don't worry, there's a lot of Joes. It's not like, you know, it was Ezekiel.
Joe.
You know?
Joe Smith.
Friend of ours, beautiful young man, reminds me very much of Marco. Speaks very nicely like he does. And he was different in high school. And he was picked on. And he liked photography. He took a lot of pictures, and he annoyed people. They would stop taking your pictures all the time.
That's me.
And and he was kind of picked on, and he didn't let on how bad it was until sometime later. And one of my other daughters was in the graduating class with this young man, And when she graduated, and this is what I mean about parents and family too. We were walking back to the car, my daughter and I, and she had graduated with honors, and she had sang at graduation and all kinds of things. I was very happy, very proud of her. I didn't cry. And this young man came running up to us and tapped her and gave her something before he left graduation. And we got in the car and we looked at it, and it was a CD. And he put a note that said, "This is all the pictures I've taken that have you in it and your friends from our 4 years in high school together. And if I have given you," he had a few of them, "if I have given you one of these CDs, it means that you showed me kindness that was very rare for me through my high school years." And that is when I cried at her graduation. That's what's important to
So
me.
God has already shown you something.
Well, and
this
this
was my
wasn't her. This
sister.
was her
This is my
sister.
sister.
Okay,
But yeah,
But still, it's
Yeah.
your sister.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's you.
yeah.
Right? So God has already shown
Yeah.
you guys something.
Yeah.
Amazing, right?
Mm-hmm.
You don't
Yeah.
even know it's happening while it's happening.
No,
Yeah.
they were just doing what we do in my house and what they were taught to do. Be nice to people. Somebody, looks upset, you be nice to them. It's very simple.
Mm-hmm.
Not some big
I
complicated
just
philosophy.
hate seeing people sad. Something that
Yeah.
I don't like.
Yeah,
you know?
I used to in college I would sit by myself in the dining hall to eat, and I was depressed and I was afraid to make friends and I was very self-conscious, so I would just sit by myself. And I don't think anyone ever asked me to sit with them. Maybe one person one time, and I didn't really want to sit with anyone because I felt uncomfortable. But it's just the fact that no one really ever said anything like, "Oh, hey, you want to join us?" It was just like, a little depressing. And I always remember that. And I'm not saying you have to go up to every kid who's sitting by himself in the lunch room and say, "Do you want to sit with me?" But just be aware of other people and see, I was every day sitting by myself. It's not like it was like one time, just be aware.
Well, sometimes I say like me, I went through that too. I used to sit by myself because I felt that I have no friends or whatever or nothing. But I got up and I wasn't afraid to ask them, "Oh, can I sit with you?" Or like make friends yourself too. Like maybe you think that they don't want to be your friends,
Mm-hmm.
but maybe it's because you're not talking to them.
Yeah, that's true.
Also
point.
too, that's also a way too that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sometimes people back off a little thinking she won't want me to
Yeah.
come
Mm-hmm.
over.
That's true.
A lot of things, a lot of factors.
That's very true.
I used to steal kids in school. I did. I was in Catholic school. I was 4th or 5th grade, and this one little girl was always kind of alone. People made fun of her. Her uniform was always dirty, and I stole her. I said, "Come on, you're coming home with me for lunch today. My mommy will feed you." So I walk in the door. My mother said, "What did you do?" "All right, let's feed her, and we got to take her back right away."
Oh, you really stole
Oh
her.
no, I used to steal kids.
I was very proud of Megan. My proudest thing when she was in high school was there was a foreign exchange family or a family from another country.
Oh, yeah.
They didn't speak the language very well, and she happened to be in an art class with the older sister, and they could speak a little bit. And Megan's nice, she's kind. And at one point, this older girl came to Megan and said, "My little sister's coming to school, and she speaks hardly any English. I'm really worried about, she's in your grade. Do you think you could,
I very, very vaguely remember
remember
this.
this?
I barely remember this.
because could you maybe make friends with her, make sure she has somebody to eat with?"
Oh,
So
yeah.
Megan met the girl and had her sit with her and her friends at lunch. And her friends at lunch were nice too, but they were like, what is this? We have things we want to talk about. And Megan doesn't care, which is why it amazes me. She was never bullied or had as many friends as she did. Megan was the kid in high school who would shush her friends. Inside voices. We're in the halls, guys. We're going to be late. Hurry up and
Oh,
get
yeah.
your lunch. I don't know how she
I
had
hated
any
being
friends.
late. I always forced my friends to hurry up when we were like.
She was a real goody-goody, but she told her friends, she had a group that she knew they were her friends, and she said, this is right, and this girl is sitting with us, and we're going to talk about what we watched on TV last night until she learns English, and they did.
I did have one time that I was with this girl, and no one really was very fond of her, and we all were annoyed by her. and my friends left to go get dinner. We were staying after school, and I was worried they left without me, so I was like, oh, I gotta go, and I ran without her. And I just think about what she must have felt like after I did that. Like, I've never felt worse about anything in my life. I can't believe I just left her. You know, like, she was helping me play piano, and she was being really nice, and I was like, oh, my friends left, I gotta go. And she could have come with us, but I just left her. And that, I will never forget that. That's like the worst thing I could possibly
She probably doesn't even remember
Oh, sure
that.
she does.
Didn't she follow you?
No, that was a different girl.
That was a different girl. Well, if that girl's listening, Megan's really sorry.
I am sorry.
She loves you. I'm sure you were friendly with her
She was
afterwards.
teaching me how to play a song on the piano. I mean, I wasn't mean to her, but I just always felt bad. I don't know how people can be mean to people and not feel like horrible about it.
So I also want to talk about my group that I'm gonna hopefully start in a month or two in my area of Pleasantville, and my main goal
What's the
is
name of it?
South Jersey. Let me look it up.
Yeah, look it up.
I love his laugh.
It's my dimples too right now.
And his
Maybe
dimples.
not.
Can't miss those dimples.
It's called Say Yes, South Jersey Alliance, the young entrepreneur scene. So my main goal for that is to have my friends who already are entrepreneurs and motivate other kids who want to become or are entrepreneurs, so they can feel motivated and feel like they can have a hope and start their own businesses and whatever they want to do. Like, my friend does YouTube, you know, and I want to start supporting him more and helping him with YouTube. And there's some other kids who, like my other friend, she has her own wig business at 16.
I was just going to say, and you're 18. This is amazing. Are teenagers becoming entrepreneurs? I'm impressed.
Well, I'm also going to say my other friend, too, that I met over the summer, Cuido Iglesias. He's good. He's a pretty good friend of mine. And he has his own, he has three businesses
Wow.
he manages. And it's incredible. And he's also one of the persons who motivate me by seeing his videos, his posts, everything to continue. So it's like you can see that there's fresh air out there for you, or there's a way for you to continue. And stop looking behind. Look at the future.
Yeah.
Are you going to hold these groups where they're going to they could actually be there in person?
Yes, we're gonna have it once a month. I don't know what day yet.
Where will they be exactly?
We might have Chick-fil-A let me have it at once a month at Chick-fil-A. So that's hopefully one of my places.
Chick-fil-A where though?
Pleasantville, New Jersey, near the new near the new Walmart.
Okay.
Yeah.
Eat more
new road,
chicken,
right?
everybody.
New road. No. Fire Road.
Okay.
Yeah. So we're gonna have it there, and we're gonna have workshops for them. So we want like have them like acting or stuff like that, so they can learn. Have them do community services to make them feel good, like they're doing something good.
That's amazing.
So
Wow.
that's my main goal.
Okay, so how long will it be? So you're gonna meet once a month.
Yes. So what I want to do too is like we're gonna probably have like a fee or something for the members that are coming to the
A
group.
fee.
Yes.
Yeah, which is good.
So at least something.
They're
Yes,
entrepreneurs.
for-
It's okay.
That's right.
So
That's right.
something at least because, well, we also have somebody from my church that donated me. Like I was telling you earlier, they donated me notebooks and stuff and binders.
That's right.
Oh,
How
wow,
great is
that's
this?
nice.
It was amazing. She was like, you told me about your group the other day, and she was like, I felt like giving this to you. And I
How
was
great
like,
is this?
So it motivated me more to do it.
Sure.
You know.
So okay, so give the name again. So
Oh.
give the name again.
Say Yes, South Jersey Alliance, the young entrepreneur scene.
And it will be at Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A, once a month.
But where again? I mean, the
Fire Road and the new Walmart in Pleasantville, New Jersey.
okay. What time do you think?
Hopefully we're gonna have it probably after schools, like around 4 in the afternoon.
Okay. And as far as the fee, which is important, about how much?
We're gonna have like
did you-
$10 fee.
I think that's amazing. Did
And we're
we-
gonna.
I'm in shock.
The entrepreneurs need to meet after school. They're still in school.
You know,
The
I'm
young
in,
entrepreneurs.
I'm in a little,
like we were talking. I'm part of like the board of my school, Charter Tech in Summers Point
this is so great.
for film, and we were talking about that. And I'm like, we can have these kids from our school. Like I do so many projects out of school or work out of school that I miss some days sometimes. And it's like they should feel happy that they have somebody from their school doing all these good things
Yes.
and admiring
Yeah.
them or giving them. I don't even want recognition, but I want like
Yeah,
I want them to know that you're doing something.
That's why a lot of people homeschool, because like it's much more educational to go take your kid on a field trip somewhere than sit in the classroom and read about Washington D.C.
Or talk
whatever.
about algebra.
Yeah, algebra.
I actually like what my school started doing this year. Every month they give you certificates for good conduct, for not missing days, and some other thing like pass to go off. We get to go out for lunch.
But
'Cause we have a
certificates for
McDonald's
what?
and a Dunkin'. Certificates for good conduct.
No, but to where?
No, for the school. So like they get certificates, like their school certificate that says that they've been good for a whole month.
Oh, got it. Okay.
And you-
I'm
and you
gift
go out-
certificate.
So it's like
That's
I've gotten a lot of them. I'm not a bad kid, but I mean it's something that I think that motivates the kids because the kids that were really bad last year are actually being good this year, and it's
Do they
incredible.
get something besides the certificate? You said they go out to lunch.
Yes, they
Yeah,
get
they
a
got-
ticket to go out to lunch.
Oh, that's cool.
That is cool. We all need motivation. You know, some people say, "Oh, that you shouldn't do that. They're supposed to be good." Even as adults, we go by motivation, right? Everything we do. Come on, that's
Well,
great.
let the adults get their act together, and then we can just tell
That's
the
right.
kids that, you know.
That's great.
Yeah.
So this is his first show, guys. So your show ends at 6:15 on Thursday. So probably around 8 after. I usually go about 6:08. But you'll look at that. Is that clock right, or is this one? Okay, so all right. So this one is fine. So about 6:08, you'll say, "Guys, we're getting ready to end the show," and then you'll give your guest an opportunity to say something else she would like to say about what she's doing or he's doing, and then you say something else about what you want to say, and then you'll thank everyone. But we still have some time, so you guys
Okay.
can still continue.
Okay.
It's his first time, guys, but he's doing great. And
You did a great job, Marco.
and after
you.
tonight, he's on his own. I mean, I'll come hang out in the audience if you want.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me on. I love it. I'll come in
Yes.
front of a microphone. Any
I was actually
topic,
happy-
any
She loves
day.
to talk.
I was actually happy that he was coming because it's like, it's crazy, like having somebody on Facebook and you just talking to my text or whatever for a few months and then getting to
It's,
meet
Yeah,
it's
them.
so
Yeah.
nice to meet you in
Yeah.
person.
It's like
yeah.
it's
I
like
feel like I know you already.
No, it's feel like you guys are celebrities, and it's like I get to meet you guys.
So great.
Well, that's why we love you. You're the only one who feels that way about us. We like coming
That's
here.
right. It's cool. Like seeing somebody who you just have on Facebook
Yeah.
and now seeing them in person.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
So
Yeah.
is there anything you want to ask Megan before you start wrapping up?
Okay. So, what do you think about your future? Like, what do you? How do you think you can motivate other teens to keep dreaming?
How can I motivate other teens to keep dreaming? Well, right now I'm working more with kids,
Mhm.
and
But I mean, they're the future of tomorrow. They're
Yes.
the teens of
so
tomorrow.
they're the teens of tomorrow. That's
So
true.
you're preparing them already for the
Right.
future.
Yeah.
So you're already doing the good.
This guy's good.
Once I start talking, I'm gonna talk.
Well, I think just by doing things like, well, Top Cat, where I have the theater program for kids, encouraging them to find their passion in performing arts, and then my Bipolar Rules. I also guest vlog for International Bipolar Foundation. I think that hopefully motivates people to share their story and be more open about what they're going through in order to help other people with the same issues. And I also, I'm working on like writing a few things that I would like to get published to help people have something to read that it's about bipolar disorder, something that is inspiring to them. So
She wrote a book that's a romance.
it's not a romance. It's a romantic comedy.
It's a romantic comedy, and the lead character, I guess, discovers she has bipolar disorder through the book, but it's not a book about bipolar disorder.
I mean-
As is life, your other things beside that label, besides that illness.
So do you guys do your performances live, right?
For Top Cat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
So does somebody record it, or it's just live audience?
We would love for someone to record it, but we don't usually have anyone. We record on our phones sometimes.
I'm
I,
available.
I'm the
Available.
crew.
Yeah,
I'm
she's
available
the
though,
crew. and-
anytime. And it's like something that, well, it's like I want to do motivational films.
Oh, we have an idea, actually. We'll have to talk off the air. Yeah, we would love some
That's my main
video.
goal.
We have
I
some
wanna-
behind the scenes stuff
and
that
then
is
we want
just
to-
gold with these
and
kids.
have Netflix, because it's a lot of what people are watching now. Netflix.
Yep,
And
that's the
see if
future.
Netflix can buy it, or whatever. in there.
Wow.
So that's one of my main goals that I want to do.
That is a great goal.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Well, we would love some, if you wanted to, if you had the time and ability to take some footage for us of our performances, we would love to have that for the kids. And it helps, we're a nonprofit, it helps to show
you know,
sponsors what we do.
Then you guys can show them the performance, the kids the performance, and
Yes,
see how
yes.
great they did,
Yeah.
and motivate them to see
Yeah,
how
they,
great they're
they'd be
doing.
very
Yeah, they would
excited
love
by
that.
that. They're very
Have a
excited
little
by the
party
littlest things.
to show
Yeah.
them
That's so
the
cool.
show.
But we have some behind the scenes stuff that's fantastic too. When I have time, I just shoot what's going on. And I can't edit very well, but what I'm trying to do is take the cute or unusual little moments, these things that the kids say and come up with that are surprising, and put it together.
I'm the right guy you need over here.
Oh, yeah, we need you.
Look at this connection, okay?
That's great. That's great. That's good.
Yeah.
So now, spiderweb, right? Listen, it's so amazing, right? Look at what's happening here. I love this. So now, Marco,
I want to say a quick verse too for the end.
well, you still have
So-
time for that.
okay.
What else would you like to say? And you want to thank everyone?
Yes, I would I like
You
to
know?
thank all my audience and everybody who called in too, and I'm happy for my first day of my show. Thanks to my friend over here too, in Hamiltonradio, for helping me out with my
Love
show.
you. Love you, Kiddo.
Yes.
You want to thank your guests
I also want to thank my guests, Megan and Elena Malifi,
and your calling guests.
Malfi.
Yeah.
I love how he says my first name.
For finally meeting them after
Yes.
just having them on Facebook friends.
And your calling guests and your viewers
Oh yes, and thanks for Molly and Kathy for calling in,
and your viewers.
and my viewers for
Okay. I'm just
seeing us.
everybody
Yes.
out there. This is first show. I'm just
Yes.
trying to show them the ropes a little bit here.
Thank you guys.
So before we close, is there anything you'd like to say before you close with your amazing verse?
I want to say, I'm gonna laugh again. Start your day by
it.
making your
Make your
bed,
bed.
I love it.
and that's one thing you're gonna feel accomplished every day.
Yeah.
That's how I feel every day, and that's my first thing in the day. To
I
motivate
love
me.
it. Now, how would you like to close your show?
My verse.
There it is.
So okay. Trust in the Lord. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understandings. In all your ways, acknowledge Him, and He will make your paths straight. Proverbs 3, 5, and 6.
Beautiful. Thank you,
Amen.
guys.
Thank you. Great job, Marco.
Thank you.